How are y'all doing? It's Aaron Alanis, CEO and founder of Basics, and in today's video, I'm going to be teaching you how to build bigger legs without feeling like you have to spend 4 hours in the gym, 5 hours in the gym, 6 hours in the gym, and still get the exact results that you want if you're a busy man. Now, if you're someone that's in real estate, someone that's in business, someone that's a software engineer, a lawyer, a doctor, a nurse, I've got a big announcement for you. Registration is now open to work one-on-one with the Basics team to help you build your best body ever within only 16 weeks or less. To find out more information to see if you qualify to work one-on-one with our team, go ahead and click the first link below in the video description, or you can go to the comment section, check out the pinned comment, and you'll see it right there. If you're someone that wants to manually type it out, that's completely cool. You can go to www.basicsbrigade.com/booking-page, and it'll take you less than 2 minutes to fill out. And again, it's a completely free 15-minute phone call. You have everything to gain and nothing to lose. Now, this video is going to be a hybrid video, meaning not only am I going to tell you exactly how to build bigger leg muscles, but I'm also going to be walking you through a workout and showing you exactly how it's done. Now, you want to stay until the end of this video because not only am I giving you a completely free workout that you can do that utilizes my special hybrid bodybuilding method that have helped men all over 26 states across the country, Canada, Sweden, Australia, and Finland incorporate into their own busy schedules, but you'll also see the kind of effort, dedication, and planning it takes to do things the right way. Remember, if you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. Now, before we move on, I would like to formally invite you to join Builder Nation and like this video, subscribe to this channel, and stay in the loop with what we've got going on. We've got big things in store. Whether you're big or small, you're trying to bulk or cut, you want to take supplements or you don't want to take supplements, we got something for you, man. Now, before we head to the gym, I'm gonna go grab a bite to eat. It's nothing crazy at all, but trust me, we're gonna need the feel for today's workout. Let's go. Boom, so here's the first pre-activation movement of this workout, guys. We're gonna be starting off with some walking lunges for 3 sets of 10 reps on each leg. Make sure that when you are doing these fairly explosively in order to make sure that you are actually working out your fast twitch muscle fibers and getting those warmed up prior to our main compound movements for this workout. Following that, we transition into some medicine ball leg curls. Again, make sure that when you're doing these leg curls, you are really focusing on bringing your heels all the way up to your upper hamstrings in order to make sure that the contraction is getting dialed in. Following that, we ended up warming up into front squats. Now, these front squats are gonna kill you if you don't do them very often. I definitely recommend you all to take a more bodybuilder approach with the grip, meaning hands over shoulders, and just kind of knock them out, man. They're hard for everybody, including myself, but that's what makes them worth it, right? If you see me here, I'm still pushing through, and we're going for it, man. You know, no matter what, you got to keep on going. Following that, we ended up doing some dumbbell Romanian deadlifts. Make sure that when you're doing these for yourself, guys, you are making sure that you are really focusing on that weighted stretch, because we'll get into that, the way the hamstrings get worked out a little bit later on during this video. Up towards your hips, and man, your hamstrings will feel it the next day, man, I promise you. If you notice what I'm doing here, I showed you the timer. I will get back into that a little bit later. And again, following that, we ended up doing some angled leg presses here for 3 sets of 12 reps. This is one of my warm-up sets, but man, my quads were already on fire following those barbell front squats that we did earlier. And that kind of put the icing on the cake for me, man. Following that, the second accessory movement that we did here was a lying leg curl for 3 sets of 15 reps. One thing that I could have definitely improved here, and that's one thing that you can definitely improve on also, if you have this habit for yourself, make sure that you are actually facing down towards the ground. That way your upper back isn't, and your back in general isn't going to be contracted during this movement. It was just a form fault that I ended up making myself, that I want you to do better than I was at it, right? So following that, we're now with the isolation movements, which is just the cherry on the cake kind of thing. We ended up going to Smith machine calf raises for 3 sets of 20 reps here. If you notice what I'm doing, my calves are just kind of on fire. When it comes down to growing your calves, you just need to hit higher volume, more reps, more sets, and just kind of train them as frequently as you possibly can in order to make them grow. Following that, you can just kind of do any calf raise that you like. For me, I like doing these sandbag calf raises with some plates on the bottom, and it just feels really, really good for me personally. This leg workout, guys, will do you absolutely wonders if you execute it properly. If you are cutting down, or if you're obviously wanting to take care of the most important body or muscle on your entire body, which is your heart, not your biceps, not your chest, not even your calves or your quads or your hamstrings. Make sure that you're including some cardio after each and every single one of your workouts. Hope you enjoyed this commentary, and talk to you soon. Man, that's crazy, ain't it? So hopefully you enjoyed that workout. If you actually did it, you should have been going through some absolutely insane pumps. But at the end of the day, no pain, no gains. So right now I'm going to teach you how to build leg muscle, even if you're a busy man. So if you're a man that's busy with work, school, your relationships, your hobbies, all you got to do is take my advice, go put it into action, and believe me, things are going to happen. Woo! I like this angle right here. Awesome. So tip number 1 is to use time blocks. Now, what is a time block? A time block is when you go to the gym and you set a timer on your phone for, let's say, 10 minutes on pre-activation movements, right? You want to allocate 10 minutes for your pre-activation movements. And if you want to know what pre-activation movements are, make sure that you like this video and subscribe to the channel, and I'll break down my approach later. So for example, on your pre-activation movements, your main compound movements, your accessories, and your isolations, you want to set timers for each and every single one of those sections and try to get all the exercises done. That means all the reps and all the sets done within that specific time frame. Now, the best part about this is that if you consider yourself a competitive man in general, you'll be able to look at a timer like this, just like I showed you all earlier, and you'll be seeing 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then from there you're on go mode. You got 2 exercises to do, and it's going to be really hard for you to waste your time when you're racing against a timer. When you can start timing your workouts manually, you'll not only be able to have more fun when you're working out, but you'll also be able to get in and out of the gym quicker than you normally would have if you didn't have a timer set on your phone at all. So tip number 1 is to use time blocks. Tip number 2, you want to increase the frequency of your leg days while decreasing the amount of weight that you're pushing. Now, if you're watching this channel, more than likely you've been someone that's tried working out before, following the traditional methods that most people talk about. Now, here's the thing. Regardless of your experience in the gym, whether you're a beginner, advanced, you're intermediate, you're a complete newbie, or you're a veteran, I wanted to bet $10 million bajillion that every single man watching this video has had a leg workout before that has been absolutely so intense that you can't even get out of bed the next day. And even worse, the day after that. That is called delayed onset muscle soreness. Now, in short, this happens very commonly when a man is trying to build his leg muscles and he's not used to working them out in a very intense manner yet. Now, what I want you to do differently is that instead of trying to break every single strength PR that you've ever had in terms of the back squat, the deadlift, the Romanian deadlift, the front squat, the leg press, I want you to just increase the frequency of your leg days. Meaning if you have 1 leg day a week, do 2 leg days a week. And instead of going super heavy, lower the weight. You can also increase the volume, meaning the reps that you're doing and the sets that you're doing. That way you can really focus on dialing in the form before increasing the weight. A lot of people talk about breaking strength PRs, but you can also break a form PR. It's really hard to measure that with numbers, but in my humble opinion, if you're back squatting 315 one day with a quarter rep versus doing 315 all the way down and all the way up, even though the weight's the same, that's still a PR. Tip number 3. You want to build your leg days around your main compound movements and really focus on dialing in the form. Not only is form important regarding your hips and your ankle mobility, but especially on your main compound movements, you have to focus on how you're exerting the force necessary in order to complete the movement. For example, on a back squat, you really want to make sure that you are exerting your force through your heels more so than at your toes. When you're deadlifting, you want to do something very similar, but my personal cue for my clients that I like using is you want to actually exert through the middle of your foot while raising your toes off the ground. Doing so just seems to help. Understand that if you really want to be doing this for a lifetime, proper form is mandatory, it's not optional. Tip number 4, if you really want to grow your legs, work them out in the beginning of the week, not in the middle of the week or not in the end of the week. Now, the reason being is, say for example, you have a planned active recovery or a rest day on Sunday, more than likely you are going to have your best workout at the beginning of the week since you have the most energy to expend. So because of this, say for example, you're doing a push-pull leg split, rather than doing push-pull legs and active recovery or a rest day on a Sunday, ideally speaking, you can actually do your leg day first, push-pull, leg push-pull, and then you can have your active recovery or your rest day on that Sunday. It's something that I do for myself personally every now and then in order to make sure that, especially when I'm in a calorie deficit, I still have the energy necessary in order to squat heavy, deadlift heavy, and grow my freaking legs. Sometimes it can feel like your energy is going in a million different directions. So if you have that same predicament that I do and you want to grow your legs, make sure that you're working them out in the beginning of the week. That way you can work them out at your best. First things first, remember. Tip number 5, do not forget about your glutes and your hamstrings. Just because you can't see them in the mirror doesn't mean they don't exist. So make sure that you're working on those. So when it comes down to building bigger glutes, some of my favorite movements are the conventional deadlift, the sumo deadlift, and the barbell hip thrust. Your glutes will also get indirectly worked by doing almost every major compound movement out there if you do them the right way. Now, your hamstrings actually get worked out in 2 different ways. The first way is by a weighted stretch, and the second way is almost like a bicep curl, to put it super simply for those of you all that aren't super sciencey. The best movements to work out your hamstrings with a weighted stretch are dumbbell Romanian deadlifts and barbell Romanian deadlifts. And when it comes down to the curling movement, you can can do things like a lying leg curl, a seated leg curl, a medicine ball leg curl, a TRX leg curl, anything of that nature. It's really just personal preference. So remember to work out your glutes, remember to work out your hamstrings. Otherwise, if your leg days are completely focused on quads, you're putting yourself at risk of an injury. And if you're a man like me, the last thing you want to do is be put on the bench when you got goals to be a winner on the field. So you got to do the work, man. Number 6, you want to dial in your nutrition. Make sure that you're eating adequate amount of protein. When it comes down to protein, there's so many different guidelines out there that you can follow. One of my favorite and most simple guidelines that I follow for myself personally and most of my students is you want to have at least 1 gram of protein per pound of lean body mass. If you don't know what your lean body mass is, go on Google right now and look up InBody scans near me. You can go there usually for free depending on your area. You can just step on the scale, grab the handles, look at the numbers. It's going to tell you your lean body mass, and from there just eat that much protein every single day. And when it comes down to how much you should be eating, that's a whole nother video for a whole nother day. If you want a video on nutrition, go ahead and comment that below and maybe I'll put it on my list. But in short, just make sure that you're eating enough protein in order to make sure that you are repairing your muscles after your workout, because a lot of people mistake working out for where you're, like when you're in the gym, for when your muscles are growing, when actually when you're recovering, that's when your muscles actually growing, because you're actually causing micro tears in your muscles when you're in the gym. And then when you're sleeping and you're recovering and you're eating enough protein, your muscles actually building itself to be stronger than it was before that workout in order to adapt to the environment around itself. That's how our bodies survived back in the caveman days, and we're still wired in that same manner. So number 6, remember, dial in your nutrition. And number 7, do the boring work. When it comes down to it, a lot of people, here's the thing, man, you would be so surprised with how much drinking enough water and getting enough sleep can do for you and your health. At the end of the day, you don't need all the supplements in the world to look absolutely amazing. Back in 2020, I had one of my best transformations to date, and I was too broke to even afford creatine at the time, you know? All I did was I just ate in a calorie deficit, I had enough protein, and I built an incredible body for myself as a broke college student, trying to get this entire online personal training business off the ground. And that just came down to me doing the boring work. I showed up to the gym when I had to, I ate what I had to, I always got 6 to 8 hours of sleep in me, I drank at least a gallon of water every single day, and I just tracked my calories, and I did the things that most people don't talk about. If you stay consistent, you stay disciplined, and you stay dedicated to your vision, you'll be able to build your dream body in no time. Understand that if it was easy to get a 6-pack, everyone would have a 6-pack. When you're willing to do the work that no one else is willing to do, you will get what no one else has. Always remember that. So thank you all for watching this video, and again, if you want to find out more information to see if or how you qualify to work one-on-one with the Basics team, please visit www.basicsbrigade.com/booking-page, and you can actually speak with me personally over the phone, for now at least, and you can tell me all about your fitness goals, what you want to achieve, and I'll see if we can even help you out. Because at the end of the day, you may know all the information, you might just need to be pointed in the right direction, which I'd be happy to help you out with. So if you want to take me up on my offer, check the pinned comment, and you can also click the very first link in the video description of this YouTube video. It takes less than 2 minutes to fill out, and the only thing that you're going to regret is that you didn't do this 6 months ago. Because if you did, by now you'd already have your dream body. Thank you for watching. Make sure that you like this video, subscribe to the channel for new videos every single week. And again, if no one's told you in a minute, I will tell you right now, it's time to get your shit together, man. See ya.